So that really does it for movie news this week. Yes, I guess we'll turn over to you now. Talk about sports or hockey. Because we're Canadian, so of course we're going to fucking talk about hockey.
Oh, we have to. Even in the summertime, a lot of things are going on in hockey right now. But there are three things.
You know, it's funny. I just got to say one thing before you go.
What?
That, you know what happened in Vancouver after they lost, right? The riots?
Oh, good lord.
No. It's like you have people in the Middle East rioting for, like, liberation and, like, democracy, and we're rioting over a fucking Stanley Cup. Like, it just...
You know what? The riots would have happened if they won or lost.
Yeah, these people are fucked.
Like, you know what? They want to say it's anarchists.
I'm just going out on a limb here and saying we're from Toronto, and we fucking hate the Leafs. I'm just saying that right now. He's a Habs fan. I'm a Sabres fan. So really, we no biases here, right? Not at all. Of course not.
Well, you know what?
Anyway, yeah.
Hey, wait for your Sabres are going to be very good this year.
Oh yeah, Ryan Miller's.
Ryan
Miller's
you just don't. Yeah,
I don't follow. I go to Buffalo to see a game. I don't follow them. I don't know the players like you do.
Oh god,
I know it all. Sorry.
Okay, so are we talking about the riots still?
No, we're talking about the sports.
Riots shouldn't have happened, but you know what? Good on the police in Vancouver. They got the job done.
Attaboy.
Okay, so I want to talk about three things. One is the Chara hit that's still being looked at on Max Pacioretty. Did you see the replay? Of course you didn't. You were too busy. You were too busy watching Green Lantern.
Does it look? Do I look like the kind of guy who would watch TSN in the morning? Really?
I don't know. I mean, who watches Green Lantern twice? If you hated it the first time, why would you go? You know what? I gave you enough help from that.
I didn't hate the movie the first time. Okay. I walked out saying it was okay. So the second time, I fucking hate it.
Fucking tricked again.
You think I'd learn?
You don't, especially with that hat. I told you not to come on with the hat. You're still wearing the hat. But back to Pacioretty and Chara.
I love the hat.
Enough of the hat. Okay, so Pacioretty and Pacioretty and Chara. The hit. It was questionable. I'm not gonna lie. As a Habs fan, my initial reaction was like, suspend him, 20 games, gone. But you look at the hit. I mean, I think the hit itself was legal. About the hand, Chara's hand to the Pacioretty's head was not. But you know what? It is what it is. I think there's tons of people in Montreal that are still upset over that. Hell, they even got the Montreal police probing Chara after the finals are done to interrogate him and all that. You know what? I'm a diehard Habs fan, and I've moved on. I suggest others do the same. Leave Chara alone. Let him enjoy his Stanley Cup. I mean, what are you gonna do to him? It wasn't a Bertuzzi. Like, never mind. I expect, but I'm not gonna get into that.
I'm sure someone
somewhere will know what I'm talking about.
Someone who will watch the show.
Exactly.
I know what he's talking about.
But I think what? Give it a rest. What happened happened. Okay, Pacioretty is going to be back next season. I'm excited for that. And just leave Chara alone. Like, everyone who knows me are going to be like, did he just say leave Chara alone? Leave Chara alone. Let him enjoy his Stanley Cup. Now, free agencies.
Let's talk about that. I know you were excited about that.
I was excited about that. Now, a lot of people, everyone thought that Toronto was going to land Richards. They were going to give him this big mega deal. And he goes to New York for 9 years. Now, Leaf fans are like, oh, it's a bogus contract. The Leafs offered more money. And I knew it. I knew he was going to go to the East. I said it was going to be Toronto or New York. And he went to New York for 9 years, around $60 million. But
not the Islanders.
Who? What? Not the Islanders. The Rangers.
Okay, I was going to say the Islanders suck.
Anyway.
Back on topic.
I know. So, but I think, Buffalo, you were mentioning Buffalo. They got a good team coming. They got Ehrhoff. They got Regier. Yeah, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
No fucking clue.
No clue. They're going to be a good team. But the biggest winners, I think, were Washington, signing Thomas Vokoun a $1.5 million deal for 1 year. Watch out for Washington. They've added depth to their D, and they finally have a solid, proven goaltender in their lineup. But I can't get the words out. But can we still talk about the Burns thing for a minute?
I guess we have time.
Okay. What does a guy have to do to make it to the Hockey Hall of Fame? Now, seriously now, Pat Burns being snubbed for the second straight time by the Hockey Hall of Fame. I don't understand it. What does he have to do? He already has 1,000 games coached. Hold on, let me check that for a minute because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 1,000 games coached, over 500 wins, 3 Jack Adams trophies, one Stanley Cup, and he gets snubbed. And he gets snubbed twice. Like, it was bad enough the first time.
For like an illiterate like myself in terms of hockey, what exactly does snubbed mean?
That he gets ignored. He doesn't get into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wow. Seriously, that's the question you ask?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Pat Burns, the minute he retired, I was like, he's going to the Hall of Fame. But, you have the old boys club there that are like, no, we're going to get Mark Howe, Joe Nieuwendyk, Doug Gilmour, and Ed Belfour. Great players. I would have put them in the Hall. I'm a little iffy on Mark Howe, though. I got to be honest. I'm a little iffy on Mark Howe. And they don't put a builder. Why do they not put a builder? They did it last year. They did it, this guy named Seaman. No, seriously, that's his name. Seaman. I'm not laughing at the name, but judging by what he did versus what Burnsy did.
Sounds like he sucks cock, man.
He doesn't. That's what members of the family are like, what? Did you just say? No.
Because they're going to be watching this, right? Obviously.
Maybe.
Everyone, the whole world's going to be watching this.
Oh, exactly. The whole world is out for us. Anyway, so you got, I'm reading Seaman. I'm like, okay, Burns, I think, deserves a better shot. And that was his last year. Then he died a couple of months after that. Several months after that. But what does a guy have to do to get in the Hall of Fame? Everyone thought that this was Burns' years, but for some reason, they say no. They're like,
The audacity.
The audacity. And you know what? It really bothers me because Burnsy did a lot for the game, okay? 500 wins, 3 Jack Adams trophies. If that doesn't get you into the Hall of Fame, I don't know what does. You know what? Pat Quinn was there announcing who was in. He made the calls, and I have a lot of respect for Pat Quinn. I'm going to say I have a lot of respect for Pat Quinn, one of my favorite coaches. I lost a little bit of respect when he went out there and he didn't say Burns. And no one's even talking about it, because when the media says, why isn't Burns there? Because everybody knows he deserves to be there, right? And they're like, no comment, no comment. Well, why didn't he get in? You got Valerie Bure calling in radio stations, crying about how his brother Pavel didn't get into the Hall of Fame. Which, you know what, I'm kind of siding with Valerie. Pavel did some great things for the game. He scored 60 goals, 1 or 2 seasons. But Valerie, I think Burnsy should get the nod more than Pavel. I think, you know what, if you didn't even put a builder. If there's always, since 1981, there's always been a builder, and not to do it this year, especially with Burns and the arena that's named after him, I think would have been great for his family, would have been great for the fans. But you know what? Unfortunately, the NHL does it again. They screw up something else. So that's all I have to say about that.
So you're done?
I think so.
You feel better now? Sounds like you got a load off your...
Oh, I was pissed. I was pissed because I was getting TSN updates, and I'm like, well, that's weird. 4 players.
Huh?
I'm waiting for the next one, and I'm like, okay, it's been an hour. It's not happening yet. So I go on TSN, and they're like, yeah, they're not going to put in a builder. I'm like, what?
A budget.
Holy smokes. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah.
You're not Jewish.
That's a Jewish term? I thought I just made that up. Oh, good Lord.
Ignorance is bliss.
But, I'm just very shocked and, just unhappy about it because, the guy suffered a lot, and I think especially last year when he was pretty much on his deathbed, to put him in the Hall of Fame would have been a nice touch to end, his career. And it is what it is, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I got over the Boston thing, the Charlie thing, but most of Montreal hasn't. But,
it's gonna be okay, Mikey.
No,
it's gonna be okay.
Maybe we'll start a riot like Vancouver.
Yeah, well, that takes so much time. Right? People up, and the whole thing just takes too long.
Yeah, it's just like Canada, Vancouver. It's like, oh, were you flipping the cards? I'm like, no, that's West Coast. I'm East Coast. Central.
Yeah.
Central.
Well, I mean, Toronto basically is like the center of Canada. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean,
well, not really.
Think about it.
No, it's not.
Half of the country's population is just in our area alone.
True. Yeah. That is true. But you know what? Actually, let's talk about our country for a minute because
we're running out of time here.
We are. Yeah. Oh, screw it. I'm going to talk anyway. You had your set. Take that hat off. Good Lord. I can't bother looking at that hat. And, okay, so here...
See, I know I have hat hair. Anyway.
It's ugly. Look at it. It's a piece of crap. Anyway.
I spent $50 on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Should we show them the train?
No,
okay,
no.
the train hat that you bought.
No.
What were we talking about? The country? I think isn't it the middle, like geography wise, in Winnipeg
I don't
or
even know
Manitoba?
this.
I don't even know.
Let's just end it here.
Okay, you
I
want to
think
end
it's
it
good.
here?
I think
Okay.
it's good now.
So thank you for watching Mock. Please leave a comment for our like 5
Please
viewers.
give us some suggestions. We're just
Yeah,
fucking
'cause
rambling.
we're
here.
just like we're like okay, how do we keep this going?
Yeah, I'm surprised we've been shooting it for a while now. But
And
anyway,
if you're still watching, God bless you, people, with the patience and the time.
we love you especially.
Do you want to mention the thing that we were gonna?
We'll save it for another time.
Yeah, you sure?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Go out with a bang. No? Okay.
Maybe it's on good taste.
Not
Not now. Anyway.
Not now.
Not now.
Maybe
Save-
when we have like more than 5 viewers.
Yes, save it up for them.
And it's not our moms like watching 2 times. Or
No, I mean, we gotta give ourselves some credit. Like, we just can't fucking put ourselves down. Anyway.
I know it's not good.
Well, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, by the way, these suits are just because it's our first show. Don't expect the suits all the time, but they do look nice.
I was thinking about maybe having a different hat per episode. So yeah.
Oh, great! So we're gonna see a bad hat every other week. Oh, great!
So if you,
Oh my God! How
if
many?
you want to see more hats,
You want to see more?
cover up my ginger hair there. Yeah.
You want to see more hats?
Yeah. Just leave a comment below.
Oh
Just
my God!
maybe suggestions
I
of
wanna
what
see more.
hats I can wear. But yeah, it's
Because someone's gonna tune in just to see what hats you wear.
I don't have seen it 1,000 times.
Maybe Charlie
bro.
Sheen, he has some time off his hands now.
I don't have seen it 1,000 times, but I'm just gonna see another hat, man. Alright. We gotta just turn this
I just
off,
mentioned
so.
Charlie Sheen and I saw him. Sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but you know when you do what you did, don't
Well,
touch me. Don't touch
I'm
me.
Kevin O'Hare, and
Michael Kikamo. There's a lot to talk on Mock.
have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Take it easy.